Hello guys, welcome to the early predictions for UFC 329. The date is July 4th, uh 10:13 p.m. So that just so you know like when I'm making the predictions, right? Yeah, so these are the early predictions, later in the week, maybe a day before, 2 days before, we will do the final locked predictions. Just because, excuse me, sometimes, it's nice to see like the weigh-ins and who's bigger, who's smaller, so yeah, first fight of the night is Alexandre Costa versus Cody Durden. It is not expanding for me. Oh, yeah, hold on. Technical difficulties. Hello, hello. Yeah, so, well, million, dude, okay. So, Alexandre Costa versus Cody Durden. Funny thing about Cody Durden is every time I pick him, he loses. Every time I don't pick him, every time I pick him, he wins. So, what? Dude, it's late. I'm sorry. I don't even know what I just said. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go Costa by decision. I think Cody Durden will have maybe moments in the grappling, but I think Costa will use some Brazilian jiu-jitsu he has to get up. He'll just do a little slightly better in the scrambles, able to get back to his feet. And I think he'll overall just do better on the feet, land the bigger shots, and I think he'll probably win by decision. Maybe similar to what Joshua Van did. Um, so yeah, Costa by decision. I think Costa or Van finished Cody Durden though. I can't quite remember. I should remember. I literally saw that fight live. Hey, not to brag, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. So Ryan Gonder. Let me look in this guy's career real quick. I feel like he won by knockout. He knocked out a bum. 41 seconds. That's not too bad. Uh, wow. He's a minus 190 favorite. That's interesting. I'm actually gonna pick Zachary Reese by decision. He got robbed in his last fight. He has a huge reach advantage over this guy. I think he's gonna teep this dude in the belly. I think he's gonna just stab him up with his reach, and I think he's probably gonna get a late TKO, or he could get a sub. He's got that, but Ryan Gonder is not that good. I know he beat the fat guy faster than Etzebe, but come on, man. Let's go Zachary Reese by decision. This fight's off. Just know that I'm picking Farid, whoever steps in, hopefully. Damian Panas. Panas is about to explode on Cesar Almeida. I know, original joke, right? Who does this guy lose to loss to? I feel like he's coming off a win, though. Oh, that's right. Okay. This guy's actually wow. It's crazy. I'm probably gonna go with Penis. All right. I'm gonna go Panas. Sorry about that, sir. Panas by probably KO in round one. He's got a huge reach advantage, at least in the arms, not the legs. They're about the same height. It's just Panas, dude. He hits so hard. He's super fast. He knocked out that weed smoker. Yeah, I know. Even though he doesn't have a lot of fights in the UFC, I think I'm gonna go Panas by the first or second round KO. I think that's safe picks. Tracy Cortez versus Wong Kong. This is interesting. Wong Kong does have that one head kick into a submission loss. When did that happen? That has happened in her second fight. Wow. I remember that fight. That's crazy. The time flies by. But I don't know. Can Tracy Cortez get her down and hold her down? That's the question. I don't really know. I think on the feet it's all day is Wong Kong, right? Where's takedown defense? How do I find that? 84 takedown defense. But who she fought? None of these girls are necessarily good grapplers. I think this is a fair pick'em fight, slight to Wong Kong, right? I think that's fair. And I do think I'm gonna pick Wong Kong probably by decision. We all love watching a Tracy fight, not for her fighting skills, But I think I'm gonna go Wong Kong probably, obviously by decision. I don't see this fight ending at all, right? But I feel like Wong Kong's probably just gonna do what Rose did to Tracy. So Wong Kong by decision. Okay, this is a good fight. Luke Riley versus Kai Kakamaka the third. Kai Kakamaka's coming off a win. I feel like who did he fight? Hope. He fought Hope. First fight in the UFC. Yeah, Kakamaka's actually had a couple of fights in the UFC, which is interesting. All back in the day. He hadn't fought in like 5 years. That's crazy. Very unactive. You know, he's quick. I feel like I remember him. He's like got some good flimsy kicks, slow boxing, but I think Luke Riley's probably gonna knock him out in the first or second round. Luke Riley's not the he's not necessarily like championship level, right? But he's probably top 15, like top 20 to top 10, right? He's probably definitely gonna have a future in what is this featherweight. So I feel like I'm gonna go Luke Riley by KO in the second round, similar to what he did to that one dude. Frick, what's his name? I cannot remember his name. No, not this guy. Yeah, this guy. Grad. Yeah, Bogdan Grad. I feel like it's gonna be a similar fight. They're gonna like have some good exchanges, and then third or second round, he just hits him with a good left hook, right hook, left hook straight, knocks him out. Luke Riley with the win, boys. Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez is coming off that fight with frick, what's his name? It was the draw, obviously, right? But I thought he won. I thought he won. Yeah, it was with Ricky Simon. Cody Garbrandt's coming off the win against that Asian dude where he was losing the fight, but he won because the dude kept kicking Cody Garbrandt in the nuts, so they took 2 points away. So he won, right? Yeah. That was alright, okay? So wow. But a 65-inch reach at 5'8"? That's insane, man. I'm 5'8", like 5'8 and a half, and I have a 73-inch reach, dude. What are we doing? I reach mug both these guys. Leg reach too. That's crazy, man. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go Adrian Yanez by KO. He looks pretty good in his last fight. He looked fast. He looked sharp. Cody's just nowadays he's just too scared to throw. Like you see him in the pocket. You know, in his prime, he'd probably just swing down and maybe get KO'd. But nowadays, I feel like he's definitely too scared to be KO'd. I feel like he's on the tail end of his career. So I think Adrian Yanez is going to get it done in the first or second round. Probably pretty nasty KO. Gable Stevenson is a minus 2,500, bro. What? Wow. That's insane. Persic knocked this guy out. I don't think I've ever seen this guy fight. Here, let me watch the card. What card was this? Obert versus Reyes. Huh. This was like the second fight of the night. A good chance I didn't watch it. Interesting. You know, Gable's good. He's kind of been... He got hit with that wheel kick by that bum. I think Gable's good. I think he's probably going to steamroll Elisha Wilson. Right? Probably pretty quickly. Obviously, I want Elisha to win. But I don't like people that get pushed up like this. I think it's really annoying. Because remember, he was on the main card for a minute. So, I think I'm going to go Gable Stevenson. Probably by first round. Like, takedown. Where he gets that single slant. Like, shoves him down. Probably gets like a TKO, ground and pound. But, yeah. So, this fight's going to be a good test for Gable to see where he is. And then maybe after that, we can give him some higher comp. But I do want Ellison to win. I'm pretty sure this would be the biggest upset ever. Like, god damn. Minus 2,500 is insane. In his first UFC fight. Come on, it's a fight, dude. Like, he's probably going to make it look easy, but man, that's insane. Next up, Robert Whittaker versus Nikita Krylov. This is a pretty good fight. I'm scared for Whittaker, though. I really am. Because Nikita, he's not necessarily the best. Like, Nikita, he can get knocked out. You can kind of beat him on the ground sometimes. Certain fighters can beat him on the ground, right? Some fighters can outstrike him. And if any fighter's going to outstrike him on the back foot, like, on the outside, it's going to be Robert Whittaker. But Nikita Krylov is huge. Like, this... Nikita Krylov is huge, and Whittaker... I feel like Nikita is going to do Whittaker like DDP did Whittaker. Maybe Whittaker has a couple moments, gets on a slam double, right? Something crazy. But Whittaker just looked terrible in his last fight. Like, I feel like he got gassed out, right? Maybe because he wasn't able to put out RDR. So I think Nikita is probably going to chin Whittaker with a jab. I think he's going to chin Whittaker with a jab. Or maybe, like, I could see, like... They're in the pocket, and Whittaker disengages, and Nikita hits him with, like, a spinning wheel kick or something stupid, you know? Paulo Costa rocked Robert Whittaker with a spinning wheel kick when they fought. People forget, man. But again, Paulo Costa is ranked number 6 in light heavyweight. So that's also something to think about. And look at what Paulo Costa did to that Russian dude. Why can't I remember his name? Azamat Murzakanov. Look at what Azamat Murzakanov did to Alexander Rakic. You know, so there is kind of some MMA math you can do here, right? But I think I'm gonna go Nikita. My early prediction: Nikita Krylov by second round KO. I think he's just gonna catch Whitaker. I don't know if Whitaker can take the damage. The punch is the same up at 205. So yeah, and Nikita Krylov is the favorite. I just noticed that. Interesting. I think Nikita gets it done. Next up, King Green, Bobby Green versus Terrence McKinney, Golden Freddy himself. On the stats, like height wise, reach wise, they're both pretty even. Yes. I don't know. I feel like isn't Terrence coming off that win over the John Strickland looking dude? Yeah. Bobby Green is coming off that submission over Jeremy Stephens. I don't know. I feel like Green is definitely the better boxer, probably overall striker, but Terrence obviously, like we say in every single fight he has a huge chance to get you out in the first round. Experience, can Bobby Green take the shots of Terrence McKinney? I don't know. And you know what? Green keeps his hands very low, and McKinney is very explosive. And even though they don't have necessarily a big reach disadvantage to each other, McKinney's shots come from nowhere. You think you're safe, and then 1-2 you're out cold. And Green, I don't think Green could necessarily take a huge shot from McKinney. This is actually a very close fight in my opinion. Like right now, this is like a 50-50. I just need to think a little more. I don't know. I could see McKinney like just put him out 1-2, knockout Green, but I could also see Green maybe getting dropped in the first round, taking a shot, getting up, and McKinney just be completely gassed and Green just pieces him apart, you know? Like, I don't know. I think early predictions, I gotta go McKinney. Just because Green's chin is so bad. Like, well, it's not even necessarily bad. It's just he gets put out by big shots, and McKinney is a big shot artist. He's the big shot of 155 pounds. So I'm gonna go McKinney by obviously first round KO. Brandon Royval versus Loner Kavanagh. This is interesting. Brandon's kind of similar to that one dude with the weird haircut, Charles Johnson, right? Bro. Dude, just there we go. I think it isn't looking good for Brandon. He did just get chinned out cold by holy crap, no cap. So I'm sorry, I'm just looking at their arm reaches. These UFC fighters, man, they got most of them have like no arm reach. Like that's insane. I think I'm gonna go Loner Kavanagh by decision. I think he's just gonna piece up Brandon, be a little quick for him, too quick, piece him on the outside, land head kicks, maybe cut up Royval. I think Royval might win the third round. I just don't think Loner will knock him out. I don't think that's gonna happen in this fight. Yeah, I think Loner by decision is probably the best bet. So, moving on, Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista. This is interesting. Corey Sandhagen is the favorite. You know, these guys did fight back in like 2019, I believe, and Sandhagen dropped him with a flying knee, then submitted him with an armbar. This is 3 rounds, I believe. I think Sandhagen takes it. And this is controversial, but I think Mario would take it if it's 5 rounds, because he's kind of got like, he got that wrestlers like break you down. He's got the striking, but I feel like he's probably gonna do what he tried to do against Jose Aldo a little bit here. because I feel like people who are very fast and who he can't just take down and hold, he kind of resorts to holding them on the fence and right, kind of that similar thing, trying to break them down with the knees to the body, knees to the legs and stuff. So I think Sandhagen's gonna shut that down and probably win a very close decision, man. I think Batista's got a lot of potential in this division, but I think this is just one of those wins where Sandhagen holds it down. I think he's going to be the better striker. I think Mario Batista's probably the overall better grappler. Definitely offensively, but yeah, I think Sandhagen gets this one done by decision, man. Next up, Benoit Saint Denis versus Paddy Pimblett. Man, this is a good one right here. This is a good one. I don't know why it says Benoit weighs 170.9, but this is a good one. Wow. It says that they're like the same height, but I'm gonna tell you, Paddy's gonna be like an inch taller at least. That's how all of his fights. He's at least 6 foot. They say he's only 5'10". No way. Justin Gaethje's 5'11", 5'10" probably, and Paddy was much taller. Not much, but he's definitely taller. Listen, before Justin Gaethje won the belt, I was picking Benoit. Okay? But after Justin Gaethje won the title from Ilia Topuria and shut Ilia Topuria down, I gotta go Paddy, man. I gotta go Paddy. I know he did get dominated in that Justin Gaethje fight, but just the fact that he could survive those shots, his face did get busted up, but not as bad. The fact that Paddy's just such a, like, what do you call it? A sporadic striker, man. He just throws things you don't see coming. And Benoit, you know, to be fair, Benoit, when he fought Ruffy, he completely shut Ruffy down. Ruffy was kind of a sporadic striker at the time. Kind of still is. What I mean by sporadic is just throws a lot and throws, like, has a, like, big variety of what he throws. And you don't, most of the time you don't see what's coming. Paddy's definitely not as good as Ruffy in the striking, but Paddy does hit hard. He does hit hard. And Benoit does not wear damage on his face very well. And even if, say, Paddy can't win on the striking, I could see him out-grappling Benoit just with pure strength. Like, well, I guess Moicano didn't really out-strength him. He just outspeeded him. So is Paddy faster than Benoit? Can Paddy get there and get on mount quick and just nasty this dude up with elbows? I think he can. I think he can. He threw up a very fast triangle against Bobby Green. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Paddy by decision. I know. Decision? Really? Yeah, I think decision. I think it's fair to say that Paddy gets this one by decision. I don't know if he can finish Benoit. I can see him just, like, getting him down. Or, like, they grapple. Paddy barely wins the exchange, lands on top. Or on the feet, he just outstrikes Benoit with pure, like, sporadic movements. But again, I don't know, because with Ruffy, Benoit didn't have to respect the grappling at all. So he kind of just, he knew he could throw what he wanted on the feet, and if he immediately went for a takedown after, it was kind of okay in a way. Ruffy's got to respect the grappling. With Benoit, or with Paddy, he has to respect both. So I think Paddy's going to get this one done, man. Probably by decision, so moving on. Versus Max Holloway. It is what it is. Wait, what does he say? Like, I can't remember, dude. I'm so tired. It is what it is, brother. I don't know. Both are coming off of losses, but Conor hasn't fought in like 5 years, dude. Listen, people don't want to admit it. I watched MMA, man. And Max got gas out against Dustin when he tried to finish him. And, you know, to be fair with Conor, in his second fight with Nate Diaz did kind of gas out after that third round, I believe, and Conor won the fourth to win the fight. Conor was dangerous in that fourth round, was still busting up Nate Diaz. Obviously, he's not going to be the same person, and Max Holloway has been in the competition more and showed his gas tank. But, you know, to be fair, if you look up that Dustin Poirier 3 fight and Conor versus Nick Diaz 2, I'd probably pick Conor in that fight, right? If those two fighters fought, it's just that Conor's way older now. Conor's much older. And to be fair, like, I can see Max Holloway, he is very hittable. He tries, obviously, his old style here. He threw a lot of combinations, and Conor would probably knock him out if he still had that same style. But Max Holloway is much more of like picks his shots more now, you know? Man, I don't know. It's just Conor has such a reach advantage over him, you know? Conor has a lot of kicks that he likes to throw. He loves those leg kicks. Max Holloway doesn't do best. You know, with the thing about Max Holloway, you're not really going to debilitate Max Holloway with leg kicks, but you can score points on him with those, right? So, let me frick. Mm, I think you got to go Max Holloway, right? Just because how old Conor is and how long he's been out of the game. But could I see Conor just chinning Max purely because of it's at 170? Conor's been roiding up. Yeah, I could totally see that. But I don't think Conor's going to be as fast. I think Conor most likely gasses out faster, which is saying something because he normally gasses out pretty quick. So, I think I'm going to go Max Holloway probably by TKO in the later rounds. So, hope you guys enjoyed. These are the early predictions. We will be dropping the late predictions later in the week. So, see you guys next time. Goodbye.